What's up? I'm Sydney Neely, and it's time for the Shortcut, where we share your stories, tell you everything that's going on in the city, and put you onto some life hacks that will change your life. Whether it's fitness, health, new restaurants, pets, or exciting events, we got you covered. The Shortcut is your one-stop shop guide to everything that you need to know to simplify your life. The first full week of the new year is in the books. While some people chose fitness as a New Year's resolution, others chose money and want to be financially healthy in 2021. On today's Shortcut, it's Money Monday, and we have Rachel Cruze, the author of Know Yourself, Know Your Money. She's going to share with us tips on how you can save money, deal with financial stress, and change your money habits. Hey, Rachel.
Hi, good morning, Sydney. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on the show. So tell us, what are some ways that people can change their money habits this year?
But there are many ways. We learned a lot in 2020 on what we want to do differently coming up in 2021. And so things like getting in the habit of budgeting, getting in the habit of saving, getting in the habit of avoiding debt, all of these things will build you a really solid financial foundation.
And do you have any tips on how people can save money each month? What are some of those tips or advice that you have for our viewers?
Well, number one, for saving money, you have to prioritize savings, meaning you need to do a budget and savings has to be at the top. It's very, very easy to go down your expenses and get to the end of the month and think, I have no money to save. Well, that's because your budget's upside down, so you have to make it a priority. And then number two, maybe that means cutting expenses. There may be things that you decide to cut. Don't go out to eat. Maybe cut the cable, whatever it is, cut some expenses so that you can save.
Mm-hmm. With this pandemic and unemployment, some people are living check to check and are financially stressed. What are some tips so they can leave that worry behind?
Well, money flows two ways. Money flows in and money flows out. So we just talked about cutting expenses, so I would do that. But I would also see where you can bring more money in. While some industries just completely are gone now, it feels like, because of 2020, there are some industries that are booming. So maybe you make a slight career shift if you have been furloughed or you've been laid off, and you actually find a way to make an income. That would be a huge goal for most people.
Mm-hmm. Great. So what are some of the most common mistakes people make with money, and how can they change that?
Number one, not being intentional. People just kind of live paycheck to paycheck, like you said. We get to, April 15th to do our taxes, and we think, where did all of our money go? And so you want to be intentional, and that budget helps you do that. When you can assign every single dollar of your income to a category, knowing exactly where it's going, that's going to give you control over your money. And then number two, I would say a mistake people make is they depend on debt. So they live on their credit cards. If they want a car, they just go get a car loan. And what happens is it's really hard to win financially in the long run when debt is a part of your story. So getting completely out of debt and learning to live within your means is a huge bonus.
Is there anything else that you think people should know that want to be more money conscious in the new year?
I think one of the things is to realize we all have money tendencies, and to know, okay, am I a spender or a saver? Do I like to spend money on experiences or things? And just know how you're wired with money, because when you can go under that foundation of not just the how-to of money, but the why behind it, why you spend what you spend, it will help you shift your spending habits.
And right now I'm holding your great book, Know Yourself, Know Your Money. Please tell us more about your book.
Yes, I'm so excited about it. It launched last week, and again, for about a decade, I've been helping people with the how-to of money, how to get out of debt, how to budget, how to invest and save and give. But this book, I really wanted to go underneath that surface to ask the question, why? Why do we handle money the way we do? Because a lot of life's problems masquerade themselves as money problems. So it's not that you and your spouse can't get ahead on the budget together, can't work together. Maybe there's a marriage issue there, or maybe it's not a debt problem, it's a contentment issue. So getting to the heart of these problems is really important to win financially.
And can you give us a summary of all of the tips and advice that people can follow for this year? Just sum it up for us.
Yes. Well, within the book, I talk about your childhood and going back and realizing, okay, how did I grow up with money and how does that affect me today? We talk about your tendencies when it comes to money, your dreams and your fears. So one of my tips would be to really dig into yourself and realize, okay, what role does money play in my life? And sometimes it plays a big role because we're stressed out and freaked out because we feel like we don't have enough money. So learning to control the money we have and then changing our habits by asking that why question is a big thing for 2021.
So much great information. Thank you, Rachel, so much for joining us on this shortcut. If you want to take control of your money decisions, check out her book called Know Yourself, Know Your Money. Also, visit her website for great money saving tips at rachelcruze.com. Thank you again so much, Rachel, for joining us on the show. I read her book. I absolutely love it. Great ways on how to budget and keep money in your pocket this year. And I know that's something that a ton of people are going to want to do. That's all the time that we have for the shortcut today. I'll see you tomorrow if you do not want to miss it. I'll catch you next time on the shortcut.